Can you tell I'm making a Yu-Gi-Oh video? Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to my review of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie, Bonds Beyond Time, and Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie, Dark Side of Dimensions. First of all, just want to say, brand new Danganronpa merch. You can get at your local Hot Topic. Not sponsored, but that's where it is. Anyway, so got the dual disc on. Let's talk about some Yu-Gi-Oh! Movies, shall we? So, first up, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie. Bonds Beyond Time, 3D. I like it. I think it's a very good movie. It is the movie that takes place in the 5Ds era, as it was released for the 10th anniversary. And what was around at the 10th anniversary? 5Ds. See? There you go. So, movie starts out by showing our protagonist from GX, my favorite, because of dual disc, and also he's just great character development. Go watch GX and find out why. Starts out with our main man, Jade and Yuki, run around, place that looks like Venice, but, you know, it might be Venice, it might not be Venice. I'm gonna have to, yeah, that's better. Anyway, so, he's dueling some mysterious masked man. And this masked man is, this is spoilers for 5Ds, because this movie is very canon if you want to know 5Ds. He's dueling Paradox. Yes, Paradox from 5Ds, you know, along with Aporia, Zone, Antinomy. You know, he's part of that group. And he's trying to change the world to get rid of dual monsters, because he says that dual monsters is the reason why the world isn't such a bad place. You know, go ahead and blame a children's card game for that. So, then we cut back to the future, 5Ds. Yusei's had another nightmare of the Zero Reverse incident, which he himself feels guilty for because of his father. So, Jack and Crow are noticing, and they're like, hey, Yusei, why don't we go around for a little bit, have a duel, you know, that'll fix everything up. And so Yusei agrees, and they end up dueling on one of the dual freeways. And Paradox ends up showing up because he can travel through time. And also, he kills Yugi's grandpa. Yeah, but that's later. So, he ends up dueling Yusei. Paradox does. And he ends up stealing Stardust Dragon. This is very important. Got to get this in shot. And this is very important for part of the movie. And so, they're all convening back at their hideout, wondering, you know, what do we do? How do we take care of this threat? And the Crimson Dragon can travel through time now. Movie plot convenience, everybody. So the Crimson Dragon, is able to allow people to travel through time. And they end up going back into the past, where, first of all, Yuki's grandpa fucking dies thanks to the dragons. And they end up going back in time 30 minutes before the incident. Before Pegasus dies, because that happens, and Yuki's grandpa dies. So, they end up going back, and they challenge Paradox to a duel. Yusei, Jaden, and Yugi. And the thing is with Paradox is that he uses corrupted versions of famous dragon boss monsters. Rainbow Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Stardust, the works. There's also a synchro, because, you know, it's 5Ds. Every archetype has to have a synchro. I'm getting very warm in this shirt, even though my basement's usually cold. Anyway, so there's also some generic support, spells, traps, and all that. But, of course, they all need a field spell, Malefic World. And so, Yusei, Yugi, and Jaden work together to defeat Paradox, okay? So they're all working together. And then Paradox is able to get out his Malefic Truth Dragon, I believe, the Synchro. And, you know, they end up beating that. But then there's Malefic Paradox Dragon. Yeah, Malefic Paradox Dragon is the basic effect monster. 5,000 attack and defense, level 12, yada, yada, yada. and it is the strongest of them all. But thanks to a combined attack by Neos, Stardust Dragon, which Yusei does get back, Neos, Stardust Dragon, and Dark Magician, they end up beating Paradox, and everyone goes back to their own timeline, and everything's great. So, that's Bonds Beyond Time. Basically, quick summary. So now, let's move on to Dark Side of Dimensions. So, Dark Side of Dimensions is the continuation of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters manga, or just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga in general before GX. So, you know, everyone's about to graduate. This is my laundry room, by the way. Everyone's about to graduate from Domino High School, you know. They're all trying to figure out what they're going to do in their lives, how they're going to figure it out. It got a whole world in Duel Links, if that means anything. Whew. So, they all... And then there's these new people called the Plana, who were under the teachings of Shoddy. Yes, one Shoddy. Sounds like I'm saying shorty, you know, like what they use in rap songs, but it's not that kind of shorty. Basically, and this movie also serves as backstories for Diva and Sarah, who are... Diva is our movie's antagonist. You know, he doesn't want the Pharaoh to resurrect, and he wants to defeat everyone who knows that. So, he ends up dueling Kaiba. Kaiba almost obliterates him, but... with Obelisk, by the way, because apparently after the Pharaoh left the human realm, the god cards went with him, or something, I don't know. So after Kaiba almost wipes Agami's ass with friggin' Obelisk, the Millennium Puzzle has been finished excavating, and so Kaiba ends up trying to go to Kaiba Corp to fix it, but Diva steals a piece of the puzzle. And so, this also, with the Plana, we also learned how Bakura got the Millennium Ring. His dad ended up wanting it, but then he died because of it. And then actually, Bakura got the ring and killed Shoddy in the process. So, you know, that's that. And so, Kaiba ends up setting a duel between you, because Kaiba wants the Pharaoh back for a rematch. So then, Kaiba sets up a duel, which is going to be between him and Diva, but Yugi steps in and he's like, hey, Kaiba, nah, I want to be the one to duel him. And so Kaiba reluctantly agrees. And then they end up taking on Diva for the pieces of the Millennium Puzzle, because Yugi has one and Diva has one. The one Diva stole and the one Sarah gave to Yugi. And so, they're dueling, and then they're about to lose, but Kaiba sacrifices his last life points in order to give it to Yugi. And then Yugi goes and ends up winning because the Pharaoh, for some anime plot reasons, he comes back, and then the movie's over. You know, they're both very good movies, in my opinion. Bonds Beyond Time is a little bit under an hour, and I wish that it was just longer. But, you know, other than that, those are the movies. So, I thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in my next one, which we're going back to hentai review. So, stay tuned for that. We're doing Energy Kyoka. So, be prepared.